I'm Jason Goliath.
And I'm Nicholas Goliath.
And this is a new podcast called The Happiness Economy, where we try and unpack, figure out, investigate, interrogate, I think holistically understand what is happiness even.
What is it to you? What is it to me? Is it different? Is it the same? What do you do to chase your happiness? Just chase it. We want to chat to people who we believe have found their happiness or are on the way to finding their happiness and find out what it is that makes them happy.
So, if you're happy, we're happy. The Happiness Economy with Nicholas and Jason Goliath. Tell her what you must. Rozanne McKenzie, thank you so much for joining us on the Happiness Economy podcast.
Thank you. I would like to come here every day because someone just called me a radio guru.
No, but you are.
Yeah.
No, but you are. A radio guru, fitness guru, now
Yes,
recently, fitness guru, parenting guru, and I think a South African guru maybe even.
Yo, that's a great introduction. Thank you so much, guys.
How would you introduce yourself, Roz? Because you sound very surprised.
I am quite surprised. I introduce myself normally as a mom,
Yeah,
a broadcaster,
yeah.
and a struggling CrossFitter.
A mom of broadcast. I can introduce myself as a struggling CrossFitter as well, I suppose.
Okay, great.
I feel
That's
like that
great.
because that's a very broad introduction. So the reason we do this thing is essentially Nicholas and I are on this journey to speak to as many people who we perceive to be happy. And I think that, we've realized that, happiness is very, very subjective and that perception can be misleading. So we're just trying to figure out from as many people as we can what happiness means to them. And hopefully at the end of this, we kind of have a formula that anybody could apply. Not because happiness is also this weird thing where we all pretend to be happy all of the time. And a lot of people then think that happiness means you don't have down days, you don't have sad days, you don't have slow days, you don't have hard days. But we think that, I think the objective is to live the happiest possible life. Now, your life on paper ticks all of the boxes. I mean, fairy tale relationship, fairy tale family and children, fairy tale career in Afrikaans radio in this country, fairy tale, and then out of nowhere, vrpa, six-pack. I mean, the fairy tale.
I'm on the way.
Yes,
I'm also
Nicholas has started smoking 6 weeks ago. Nicholas has been doing boxing 3-4 times a week now.
4 times a week.
Yeah, and this is the person that encouraged me to smoke. Left me swak with a Peter Stuyvesant in
I
my
didn't
hand.
encourage any
Left me
smoking.
swak with a Peter Stuyvesant in my hand. Now he's doing gymming things. He's taking stuff for his skin. I'm just letting you know, this might be the last episode where I'm the handsome one. Nicholas could be...
Aren't you inspired by him?
Yeah, I'm at this point I'm more disappointed. I am inspired by you because Nicholas is a quitter in my eyes. I am inspired by you. Out of the things that I mentioned, radio, family, CrossFit, which one makes you happy?
CrossFit.
CrossFit.
That is spoken like a true person.
That's facts.
That's
Yeah.
that's
These are
spoken
facts
like
now.
a true person in that cult.
Yes.
In the cult of
Yes,
CrossFit.
proper
Do
cult.
you know why I say CrossFit?
Tell me.
Because when I'm there, I don't think about anything else. Right?
Yes.
When I'm there, I'm just struggling my way through that workout. I'm just focused on nothing but enjoying my time there.
How long has the CrossFit journey been going now?
About almost 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So how I started was I was doing a warrior race with a friend of mine.
Sorry, before you tell us, this is a lovely story. But can I just tell you that visually, I pictured as I asked the question, your kids getting up and going, wee, and then your hand just went on their faces. You don't make me as happy as CrossFit. No, sit down.
Yeah, you are the reason I do CrossFit.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, now tell us the story.
It was a real life iteration of F them kids. F them kids.
I've been saying this thing. Continue.
So yeah, but I'll get to why.
Yes,
I'll get to
no,
why.
get to.
But
So how you started?
So I started. I was supposed to do a warrior race with a friend of mine, and he said, "Okay, he'll do it with me." Chris couldn't do it because he was working, and my friend said he'll do it with me, but only if we can do the Black Ops one, which is like a longer
That's that last number warrior
It's the
race.
the long distance
yes.
with like the 30 obstacles
Mud,
and whatever.
under nets, crawling
100%.
over walls.
Swinging from rings and all of that.
Extreme
And
thin people activities.
this is pre-CrossFit.
So
Okay.
you were naturally a physical, outdoorsy person, I would assume. Because you don't just wake up, like Jason's not going to wake up tomorrow and go, I need to do a warrior race.
No, but I can wake up cross with fitness.
Yeah, so I'd done a couple of warrior races and I'd always like lifted and done kind of functional fitness stuff, but I never really did CrossFit because I was quite afraid of it.
Okay.
You know the meme that says, I don't know, why did they call it CrossFit and not Angry Gym? Because everyone's always screaming and like
throwing the weights
on the floor. So I wanted to do this warrior race, but I knew I couldn't climb a rope and I couldn't swing between rings or bars or whatever. So I needed to do that.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was one of the owners of Northcliffe CrossFit. So I went to him for like.
Give the bra shout out. What's his name?
Craig.
Oh, you're Craig from Northcliffe CrossFit. Don't
Making
fucking
everyone
phone
angry.
me.
You know he will now because you said that. So I went to do like little one-on-one sessions with Craig just to learn how to climb the rope and do all of those other kind of obstacle-y things. And then he kept saying to me, because you know when someone's a CrossFitter, they just want you to be a CrossFitter. It's like vegans as well.
Exactly.
How do
He's
you
a
know someone's a
CrossFitter and a
CrossFitter?
vegan.
They will tell you.
Exactly.
A CrossFitter and a vegan.
vegan.
This is an extreme individual.
Yeah.
Craig, we have nothing in common.
So then he kept saying, come to a class. But I'd seen those classes, or I thought I'd seen what I needed to see of CrossFit. That everyone is so good, everyone is so strong. Now I'm coming from nil to come and try and do this kind of workout. And when I went to my first class, I was absolutely hooked. Because
From number one. So this thing is like heroin. From your first
completely.
hit.
You don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't quit it.
Okay.
You're not a quitter.
Makes you thin in a different way.
Yes.
Dinero.
They both make you thin
Yeah.
and cross.
Yeah.
So I did the one class and it was so great because you do it's so scalable. So everything is tailored to the level that you're at.
Okay.
So you kind of...
So you didn't feel out your depth?
No. And you kind of see yourself get stronger. Everyone is so motivating and so welcoming. It's like a proper cult.
Yeah.
But a great cult.
For fitness. We get it. Yeah.
There are many great cults. Many. Christianity, Islam. Those are wonderful cults. Those are wonderful cults that have produced amazing things, and help people change their lives and get together. So I believe there is such a thing as a positive cult. For me, I want to drill down onto the fact that, cool, you started this thing, you were always doing some sort of fitness by the sounds of this, so lifting, whatever it was. You started this thing, then this thing was so great for you that it inspired you to go public with your body on social media. Now we were all involved in your... Now my wife is showing me pictures of, look, there's a pole, look, there's so for me, what was the decision to take that public journey? And you talk me through, because I've got assumptions in terms of the way I think you were feeling, because it was, I don't even want to make a joke about it. That was inspirational for me. So hearing you talk about CrossFit wasn't, but seeing you show us and take us through the change, and then seeing a little bit of a change in your eye, that was very inspirational for me. So what was that all about?
Do you know what? I think my body has always been quite public, because I've been working in TV or in radio or doing magazine shoots or whatever. So my body's always been quite a public thing. And I think when you get to a certain age or you get to a certain point where you kind of start comparing, like, oh, I don't look like other people that have
100%.
had 2 kids because they still have boobs that are up here, or they don't have rolls. And
They have money and genetics.
Also true. But I think I took away a lot from my body by comparing it to other people. And also I wasn't initially, like, I wasn't seeing myself reflected in social media or in the media in itself. I wasn't seeing
People that look like
people that look like me. There was no representation. So I was like, but what's wrong with me being the representation? Why can't I go...
Take the lead.
You know what? It's okay to be proud of something that's not perfect.
Yeah.
And this isn't perfect, but it's my perfect.
It's your perfect.
Yes.
Right? And it's something that I've worked towards. And even even on days that I don't feel great, I know that there've been days when I've felt a lot worse than what I'm feeling now. So I will post a picture because, first of all, why not?
Yes.
And secondly, to be vain, like I've worked for this and it's still a work in progress.
No, we
Like,
see this. We see you perspiring on the pictures. I know real sweat.
Yes.
One thing about me, I know movie sweat with a spritz, and I know actual sweat. Actual sweat.
yeah.
So, do you think that it's the part of the journey is the ability to be proud of yourself, to
Yes.
say that you're proud? Because I feel like growing up, a lot of us grew up with the same thing, that you can't brag, don't show people.
Don't be brekerig.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then
especially
you hold
culturally,
everything
yeah.
back. So what's interesting for me is that we're taught that don't brag, but we're not taught about how to find our happiness.
Yeah.
How to search for those things where your bragging gives you a bit of happiness.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we're told if you are happy publicly, you're bragging.
Yes.
So don't even be happy publicly. Be less happy than you are. Hold your things to yourself. Do not rub your matric results in your sister's face. You must just be humble all the time. Let's talk about hubby's role in this thing, because in my mind, that bra's your cheerleader. Like that bra's been waiting for you to post half tops. Like he was like, I've been telling you, like in my mind, because I seen the way he looks at you. Like you guys are inspiring to other married couples. I promise you, I seen the way he looks at you.
Thank you.
I don't know what aromat you put in that bra's jungle oats, but that love you. You love him some Roz there, bra. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think he's very proud of me. I think he, like even today we were at CrossFit together because I also brought him into
Of
the
course,
cult now.
of course,
And the kids
recruit.
are also there.
Oh, nice.
So that's why my statement of CrossFit makes me happy is actually quite a
It's the
broad
whole
thing.
family.
Because it's the whole
That's
family.
why it's the one
There
thing
we
we
go.
all do
It's the
together.
whole
Yes, I
family.
got you.
So he was at class with me today and I used to really struggle with this sound like a really dumb thing, but it's actually been like a big thing for me. I used to really struggle with squats. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
get down.
Do
Like I
not
just
feel bad about your
couldn't.
struggle.
And
with
I mean,
squats.
it's still a struggle, but I'm so much better at them.
Yeah.
And today we were doing these movements with the bar, and a squat was part of that. And he was standing next to me, and he just went, "Well done, baby," in his little British accent. And he's so proud of me. I think he's so proud of me because he's been on this journey with me. You know, like that thing with Oprah where Oprah's like, I've been every size.
Yeah.
And I have been every
line.
size. So like I think he like you said, like he's loved me in every incarnation
Yes.
of what this body comes in.
Yes.
And I think now because he knows how much work I'm putting into it and into feeling okay about it and being more focused on what my body is capable of than what it looks like. I think he's really proud of that because it's also setting an example for our kids. Like Fallon thinks she is the best thing in the world.
Come on.
And I never want her to lose that. She's
Yes.
a 6-year-old girl and she just thinks she's
the
amazing. So where do we lose that thing? Where do we start going, maybe I'm not as amazing as I think I am?
But where are we taught that it's okay to be amazing?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think it's right there. So you see the 6-year-old confidence. I mean, you know my mom. You all know my mom. And I'm blessed enough to have a mom who till today tells me how beautiful I am. Till today. And Lord knows she can lie because, I'm not as beautiful as she describes me to be. But she's always made me feel beautiful and always made me feel enough. Has your hubby ever said to you, I wish you saw you the way I saw you? Because I feel like, and maybe I'm overstepping, just pull me back here because we're all guessing based on what we see on social media. Because I feel like you love you more now. Like I feel like you love you more. I don't know how else to in terms of, because I mean I've known you and seen you in the industry over the last 13, 14 years, whatever it is. And I've noticed a distinct change in like the way you see you. I can't explain it. Like you speak about the importance of your 6-year-old loving it, but I feel like that gift came to you recently.
Yeah, definitely. And you're absolutely not overstepping. You are spot on. I think there was, I still have days like these where there's a definitive thing of that little Chris voice in my head going, you need to see yourself the way that other people see
Yes.
you because you're not seeing that, right? And I think when I turned 40,
Yeah.
so I'm turning 42 in June, but I think that like just being who I am is okay. That kind of happened, I think, as I'm getting older. And as I'm getting older, it's more of a like, Muni what means or
Does it frustrate you that you did worry me? So does it frustrate you that it took you so long to not give people power?
Listen, absolutely. Like you wish, and this is another CrossFit analogy, I wish I started sooner. And I wish I started with this mentality and this approach to my life sooner.
So then how do you instill that in your kids, or how do you teach that to your kids? To not have that regret, to do the things that make them happy, that are going to put them in this positive, happy space.
Yeah. I try and instill that in my kids in the way that Jason's mom does. I tell them every day I love them. I tell them every day I'm proud of them. I tell them every day I'm never going to leave you. Like if it doesn't matter what you do, I say to them, don't lie to me. I will be more upset about the fact that you're lying than the thing that you're lying about.
And they don't learn.
I read a little meme yesterday that said, I want to be the type of dad whose kid doesn't get scared when they mess up, but goes, I need to call my dad. And knows dad will come and fix the problem first before, racking them over the coals. So do you think that then, is that then part of it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think part of getting them to love themselves is creating an environment for them where they never have to be ashamed. They never have to be too scared of coming to you.
Yes.
Because you've created an expectation of them and now they have let you down. I mean, they do disappoint us sometimes. I mean, that's part and parcel of life.
We disappoint ourselves sometimes.
Exactly. But the fact that they can come to me, come to us with anything, I think creating that environment and creating a space where they feel safe is the first step to making them feel like, you know what, everything that I am is good enough. I always tell them, just try your best.
Yes.
But I still don't want 60% for a test.
No.
That's not your best.
That's not your best.
And I know it's not your best. If then the first week it was 80, now it's inconsistency is not for me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not their best. Because also their interests change and things change. So like because I do a similar thing with my kids where I don't want A's and B's. I was never the A and B student, so I can't expect that from you. But I want you to know when you're doing your best. You must be able, I mustn't be the one going, this is not your best.
Yeah.
Because they've got to tell themselves. And I think that's a thing that that I was never taught to go, you make the decision, you decide.
Yeah.
And I think it's some, like I give them a lot of leeway in terms of that.
I don't have kids. And one of my greatest mentors, and I'm talking as an adult now, so as a kid, yes, you want them to give their best, and I think you want them to know what their best is. But one of my greatest mentors said to me, stop trying to do your best every day. He said, I need you at 60%. I said, what do you mean? That's not my style. I was groomed by a mother who expected my best every single time. If you're not going to give your best, say no, thank you. And then I find myself sometimes in certain environments having to remind myself to tone it down to 60% so that every now and then I can remind you what 100% is, every time you doubt me. But to create an expectation of 100% can also be a difficult and negative thing. And I don't even know how to have a conversation about that. Like, I don't even know people who are mature enough to hear a conversation like that and take it from whence it comes. I'm not saying be half-assed, don't half-ass anything. Rather say no, thank you. But I am saying that you know, as you become an adult, you realize that you've got to play with the levers and have a little bit of clutch control and exert energy differently. Did the happiness that came from 40, from CrossFit, from stop worrying what other people think, and maybe falling in love with yourself again, possibly even for the first time, did that change the way you do what you do? Did it make you better at broadcasting?
I believe so, because I was trained as an actor. So I studied at UCT and eventually ended up doing my honors in drama. And when you're playing a character, there's always someone to hide behind.
Yeah.
When you're presenting, they don't like you.
Yeah.
They don't like Auntie Stini that you're playing in the movie. They don't
fine.
like you.
Yeah.
So I think getting more in love with me means that I come to a set or to a radio show as authentically me as I can be, because I know that that's what I'm here for, right? And it can be hard to bring your 100% full self to something all the time. It can be hard.
It's exhausting.
And also, now what I'm really struggling with, if I'm going to be completely honest, is that sometimes if you really want something like a job or a presenting gig or whatever, and it's not for you, not because of your talent or because of what you can do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not for you because the brief is someone that has 200,000 followers.
Or I've been told, my guy, you don't even speak Xhosa. You can't understand Zulu. Go
Yes.
back to El Dorado Park.
Yes.
I mean, I've been told straight to my face,
Yes.
go back.
Where's the vernac?
Yeah,
Where's
it
the
is what it
vernac?
is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so I think sometimes that's a bit difficult, because I'm like, I've been doing this half my life.
Yeah.
I know that I'm good at it, and I know I can do a good job for you.
Yes.
But I am not what you want. You don't want me, and that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
How do you swallow it?
You know what? This is going to sound so depressing.
No, but let's
But
get
the
in.
more rejection you have to face, the easier it gets to deal with it.
Yeah. It's like the call center. The more calls you make, the more likely you are to make a
Guys,
sale.
we all have this call center thing in common. I used to be a call center trainer. So I was the person telling the people selling the wine on the
Yeah.
phone how to sell the wine
How
more
to sell the
enticingly.
wine. Wine
and
is an easy thing to sell.
You're not phoning the Septembers, Octobers. Those are
Aprils.
one.
We're looking for the month.
I take that back. I'm sorry. Anybody that's ready to come for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think the more rejection you are exposed to, the more equipped I will say you are to handle it. I'm not going to say the easier it becomes to handle, because
Do
maybe
you-
sometimes you put all your eggs in this basket and then it doesn't
Yeah.
come off.
But do you then take a little bit of joy when you've been rejected because you don't have enough followers?
There it is.
And then you see who's taken the place, who has enough followers on social media, and they've got the job, and then you go,
The way you
you
sip that
booked,
water now.
you booked for the followers, not for the quality. Because essentially I've seen that happen so many
Yeah.
times where the number of followers doesn't equate to
Any
higher
talent
level
whatsoever.
of quality. Yes.
Yeah.
So do you take a little bit of joy going, yeah, look what you did now. I hope you're happy with your 200,000
Yeah.
followers.
Yeah.
Yes. We can take that as a yes.
Sometimes, but people must learn.
No, you have
Because
to.
I think now we are in this whole like the circle of the followers thing. And I get it, like from a marketing perspective, getting someone on a show who has a large amount of followers is key to getting that show to trend. It's like a built-in marketing strategy.
100%.
So I understand that from a producing point of view. I get it.
it's the
But
most
then
frustrating.
you can't also like expect someone to just be able to just do live TV or like memorize a link on the fly
Or
or
jump on
make an
stage
interview
or-
look
yeah.
like it's just a chat.
Or know how to
Because that
engage
is
with
not
an
their
audience.
skill.
So I agree, and I think that there's pros and cons. I think this new social media generation benefit from the fact that the gatekeepers are now the algorithms, and not actual individuals. And I love the fact that now, I always love that analogy of, is Usain Bolt really the fastest man who ever lived, or is he the fastest man who got an opportunity to run on TV? You know what I mean? Surely there's a kid somewhere that was born genetically without opportunity. So I think that the whole social media,
Born genetically without
genetically
opportunities.
born genetically able to run like Usain. Because
Okay.
when I say that, it doesn't matter how hard I train.
Yeah.
I can't run like Usain. Even if we train together from birth,
Yeah.
my bone
No, for
structure
sure.
and his bone structure are not the same. So what I'm saying is, I think that it does open it up, and it gives a lot more people an opportunity, not only to get onto broadcasters traditionally, but to have their own channels, their own streams, and do their own things. And I think that all of that is lovely. Does it frustrate you, Roz, as much as it frustrates me that we were birthed in a time where the quality of what you were actually doing meant more than telling people you'd done it? I think we live in a time now where those likes, those follows, where the quality of your execution. So, for example, I just did the roast of Minute Lamini. I don't think anybody's when I say I don't think anybody's going to watch it. I think lots of people are going to watch it, but in the greater scheme of things, I don't think anybody's going to watch it. I think more people would have heard that I was a roast master than would have actually consumed. And I think that we exist in a time where it's more important to tell people you've done a thing than the expertise with which you execute.
Yeah.
Does that frustrate you as much as it frustrates me? And how do we deal with that?
It does frustrate me a bit because you work so hard on your craft to be as good as you can be.
Because we were also groomed where there was no excuses.
There were no excuses. And you mentioned your mom earlier. I think I'm also from a colored single mom family. My mom was the person of, if you get 93%, where's the other 7%? What were you doing with that other 7%? That's the level of excellence to which
The expectation,
that we have to perform. I also think, and I'm probably going to get dragged for this, but hey.
Let's get dragged together.
I think
I'm heavy to drag.
that as a woman of color, I have to work twice as hard to be taken seriously in this industry.
No doubt.
I still think, so I co-host The Drive with Rob and Roz on Jacaranda FM. And I think there's still people that think I'm Rob's sidekick.
Yeah.
That it's not a double header, that we are each as important to the show.
Yeah.
That's the show. It's both of us. It's not me going, damn, that's crazy, every time and then put my mic on.
Do you earn the same?
Do you know what I mean?
On the show, do you earn the same?
We do.
And I want you to say that in again, but I want you to look into your camera, which is this one, yeah.
Is it this one?
Oh, no, this one, the main one.
Oh, the main one, yeah.
Yeah. Say, we earn the same on an Afrikaans radio platform. We earn the same. Say it.
Jason, you can't keep dragging. It's not Afrikaans radio.
It's not Jacaranda.
Thank you. It's Jacaranda FM. We earn the same. Rob and I earn the same.
Teti kaka! You're joking?
We do. I know this for a fact. And I'm going to be in so much trouble.
We are all in trouble, yeah.
No, man.
You saying kaka for the Jacaranda and
It's because
Jacaranda.
I'm giving them a shout out, and I'm saying that's the time that we're living in, and I'm saying that we are very quick to complain about the disparity, and I think that there's a lot that comes from the example of where there is equality, and I think that it's speaking about those things that we are co-hosts. I am not his co-host. You know what I mean? It's not the host and
the
Those
sidekick
and-
and
a
the-
co-host.
Yes.
We are co-hosts, and if you understand radio, you'll understand how difficult that environment is. Number one, and how difficult it is with it's one of those counterintuitive things that you'd think the more heads, the easier. It's more difficult with more heads and shared responsibilities. And now I'm in a good mood today. You're not in a good mood today. The energy's there. So it's hard work. And I've been on that show, and you guys, match made in heaven. I said that when I was on the show with you guys. It's proper radio. Like if you're a radio person, it's proper radio. But I think that we must celebrate those things. And I think that we must give people the permission to go, yo. I'm not number 2 chair here.
Yeah.
We share the first chair.
Exactly.
We share the first chair. So my question that I think you kind of answered is, how important do you think loving yourself and confidence is to your happiness?
I think it's if you don't love yourself and you're not feeling confident about who you are,
Yeah.
then it's difficult to be happy. It's difficult to be happy. And I don't want to speak of happiness like it's a bus stop and we're all waiting to get on that bus, because sometimes the bus comes that day, then it doesn't come another day, then it goes far, then you're driving far, and then it'll just stop and drop you there by depression.
Yeah.
And
It does. Yeah, big station.
Right.
Yes.
Like Park
I've
Station.
been there often to that station.
Yeah.
So I think that the self-love and the confidence is key to finding points of happiness in your life.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nicholas, it's your turn to ask questions now.
Jason is nou moeg gepraat.
Yeah, no, you went deep in.
No, I said all the things that I want to say.
No, so we were speaking about the social media, and like for me, it's always interesting as somebody who's gone through a journey of body change and metamorphosis, like how the confidence now on the social media, now that you're posting your body, the comments, because people are shit. Like in the world, people are cuck. They're looking for negative things to say. So then how do you change from the person who wasn't believing in themselves to be that person and to be the person who now can post the pictures of the body and still receive comments? I don't know what your comment section looks like, but I know there's always one cuck person who goes, oh yeah, you don't look so lekker. How do you deal with those things? Because those are the things that I think people get caught up in at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, the 200,000 followers. Firstly, we're not happy because we don't have enough followers to get the thing. Then when we get the followers, now the followers are telling us cuck. How do you
And they feel like they have a right, eh?
Yes.
Because they feel like
Because
they
they
know
got
you.
you
So
there.
how do you then fight through that to still find your happiness?
I think I have quite a good example of this. So I pole dance as well. I haven't really had much time to do it this year, but
That's why your husband's so happy.
yes, because he has a wife who's constantly tired and covered in bruises. And ask Jason,
He has to
like,
explain.
It
No,
looks
that
a lot.
bruises, yeah.
It looks a lot sexier.
No, listen. Core strength. There's nothing better.
So that was also very key to just me feeling empowered on my journey of loving this package that I come in, right? Because when I started pole dancing, first couple of lessons, I was like in these, you know, those lycra cycling pants and a vest and because I wasn't, you know,
You weren't
I wasn't
comfortable.
there.
Yeah.
So I very quickly learned that the more you are covered up, the less grip you have.
Yes.
Like, because your skin is the grip on
Yes.
the pole.
Yeah.
That's why we don't wear much, because you have to be able to grip
To
that
hold
pole.
with the thigh.
Exactly. So when I now started posting kind of more openly and being more like confident about wearing the klein pole broekie, and the pole said, this lady commented on my photo and she said, is dit nou nodig om alles so te wys en so in sulke min klere te wees?
That is tiny.
And my first thing was to say, is dit nou nodig vir jou om op my page te wees? Jy kan unfollow. That was my gut.
think, yeah,
the
that's
gut
the
here was with the
reactiveness,
phone was, and then I was like, no, this actually, and I hate this phrase so much, is a teaching moment. I hate it.
Sit, Danny.
I hate it.
Sit.
I was like, this is a teaching moment for this Tannie. And I said to her, in my mooiste Afrikaans,
Yeah.
die rede dat ons min klere dra, is omdat as ek op daai paal is in 'n t-shirt of 'n tracksuitbroek of wat ook al, ek gaan gly en dan gaan ek myself behoorlik seermaak. I'm going to hurt myself so badly, because that thing is like, what, 2 meters up
Yeah.
in the air? Like, it's not a joke when you're up
you're
there.
sliding.
And you
No,
and you're
literally
upside down.
Upside
Yes.
down, hanging by the meat of your
Meat
inner
of the
thigh.
thighs.
So I said to her very nicely, and she actually came back and said, dankie dat jy vir my verduidelik. Dit is mooi om jou dansies te kyk, my dansies.
Oh,
Mooi
man.
man.
You know, and I could have very quickly been on the trigger finger of,
I feel like a lot of the world lives on the trigger, especially post-COVID. Everyone's got this frustration, and because we don't see the person, it's easy to just comment and go, yeah, actually futsak.
Yes.
Don't talk cuck to me, you don't know my life. But it's the choice. So in that moment you had that choice to make the trigger reaction and go, actually, auntie, futsak, go follow someone else
Yeah.
who wears tracksuits. Or but you
auntie not still deserve a young footsack though?
no.
No, because so I have like the serious issue of, we create these platforms where there are no consequences for people to speak. You were raised in an environment where if you chose to speak a certain way, you were going to catch a punch in the mouth. You were going to have a little bit of blood in the teeth. Therefore, you didn't speak that way unless you were prepared to lose a tooth. Then I feel like that auntie knows very well how hurtful the words that she's using are. She knows that she could have DM'd and gone, why are you dressing like this? Help me understand. I'm old enough to know that, there's 2 perspectives, 3 perspectives, so many sides to things. And if you really don't understand something, ask somebody. And generally they'll share their perspective with you, and you've got to ask with that sincerity to understand. But I also don't want to make it okay for people to talk shit and have no consequences. Like for me, Auntie, come to my page. In fact, come to a show, sit in the front row, and then ask me why I swear, or ask me a stupid question. And I promise you I'll come at you, because I think it's too easy for people to be mean. It's too easy for people who are insecure themselves to express that onto other people. And I must be honest, it frustrates me. I posted a video of landing in Walvis Bay. My first time ever flying to Walvis Bay. When you're flying into Walvis Bay, you fly over desert for 20 minutes, and out of nowhere you land. It literally is like landing on Mars. I made a video that says landing in Walvis Bay is like landing on Mars. There's absolutely nothing here. People came at me, Yara, you fit nair, go back to the whatever, you don't know there's nothing. And then I'm just like, you're not listening, because I didn't say there's nothing in Walvis Bay.
Yeah.
I said, and if you've been to that airport, it is fascinating. It's the most beautiful experience at an airport that I've ever had in my life. But my point is that the internet has taken the consequences away. Now you have these little keyboard warriors that literally just stab, keep scrolling, stab, keep scrolling. Then you got to be of the state of mind that, no, I can't let these people's words bother me. I can't be annoyed by them. I can't let them rob me of my happiness. I have to be the bigger person. I have to engage in learning moments, because also you engage wrong nowadays, you somehow get cancelled and your marks get set, you off. And it's something that deeply annoys me. I often have the chat with Joey Rasdin where I say, I wish everybody grew up in an environment where getting smacked was a normal thing. Not that we want to smack you, but the fact that you can get smacked changes the way you behave. If there are no consequences, there's no curbing of behavior. That is my little rant for the day. Sorry.
Yeah.
Look, that's very true. Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the back. I want to change the... You want to finish that thing? Because I can change the subject.
No. I just want to say, like, I agree with you. People are shit, and they're always out trying to be mean. I feel like that comment, though, was not... Because we now take every comment that we dislike as somebody jabbing and stabbing. This could be a person who doesn't understand DMs, who does... Like, there's many factors that could have influenced. It could be just a bad day for her. Maybe she is just reacting based off of her personal life and whatever.
I'm not saying I want to punch the auntie in the face. I'm just saying...
Nah.
Auntie, you know yourself.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that, like, I agree with the taking the time.
You guys today are better people than me. I'm normally a very good, and I'm normally very passive, and I normally have lots of patience. I mean, for goodness sake, I had a man in his early 60s ask me for a picture of my underpants. Ram van der Bijl Park, okay? Picture of me in my underpants. Mag ek graag 'n foto van jou in jou onderbroekie kry? Is what he typed out to me, this man. Never felt sexier in my life, must be honest. These are facts. But I wanna change to something sad before we wrap up with something happy. You had like a medical incident. What happened? Now recently.
Yes. At the beginning of April, I was on my way to a photo shoot for a women's wellness event that's happening in August.
Hey, on new guest list.
And
start CrossFit. You start being on new guest list now.
And obviously, there's a lot of other people who are ambassadors for this thing. So the photo shoot was, you know how it goes with diaries. It was weeks in the making of getting the photographer, the makeup artist, everybody at the same time. We all had our time slot. And I got up and I passed out. So I got up, passed out, knocked my head against...
So you fainted?
Fainted. Knocked my head against the bedside table, the edge of the bedside table, and Chris couldn't wake me up.
Oh, my God.
So
he was at home, thank goodness.
He was at home. Yeah, he was woken by everything falling off the bedside table and me kind of passing out. So he couldn't wake me up, and then I wasn't coming around. I do remember him like kind of slapping me around the face and just trying to wake me, and I couldn't get up. So he's like, so he then calls the ambulance. Ambulance arrived. In between, then I had woken up, but I couldn't speak. I couldn't get up onto my feet. I was literally like a bucket of
like
drool.
stroke vibes. That's like stroke when they say you can't.
He thought I had a stroke. And what had happened was when the paramedics arrived, they checked my blood sugar, and my blood sugar was 1.8.
What's it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be above like 5.
Oh, it's supposed to be like mine.
So is this like diet vibes?
So
CrossFit, not eating.
No, so I think it was that. It was low blood pressure, and it was also stress. And it was a week where I hadn't really been taking care of myself. I'd kind of been just burning the candle at both ends, trying to, because that's the, you know what?
That's our industry.
That's this freelance life.
Yeah,
like
the
people
gig economy.
Your therapist will say rest. Your trainer will say you must rest.
Your doctor will say,
Everybody will say rest. You're going to have burnout. You're going to have this. Yeah, but I also need to pay my bond.
your debit orders don't care.
I also need to pay my kids' school fees. Like, I need to take the gigs as they come, right? And then I was rushed to hospital. It was a blood sugar issue. I've also got and then subsequently have now found out I've got very low iron, and my testosterone is also apparently very low.
Hey, 40. If you're under 40, enjoy your bloody life.
Enjoy your life.
Because you
Have a
know
good
nothing
time.
about life. If you're under 40, just enjoy your body, enjoy your life, live willy-nilly, because it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Your self-acceptance is great, but
Hey.
is your iron low?
Yeah.
Then please.
Is your cholesterol high?
So I was in the hospital, and then they discharged me the same day. So luckily I didn't have to stay over, but it was a big scare. It's quite a big scare. I was off the show for like 2 days, and then kind of gingerly went back, and I'm doing a lot better now. And I have seen a doctor who's checked all my hormone levels, and I'm now on a bunch of things that I hope are going to make me better.
Has Hubby been for like some sort of trauma, I think, because that must have been the most traumatizing moment of his entire life.
Do you know what? I don't think I realized how scared he was. Because
we also can't tell you afterwards. We also have to just keep acting like men.
Yeah.
But I can tell you as a husband who's had a wife be ill.
Yeah.
It is the most overwhelming, sickening. I want to cry just thinking about it.
Yeah. So he was very stressed, and I think also for the kids, because I think Fallon was okay. Because Fallon is the center of the universe. But after the ambulance left, our nanny, who luckily was there to take care of me while Chris went to the hospital with me, James was a mess. Because I think he understood it better than what his sister does, because she's only 6.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 10. Oof. So I think it was a big scare for the guys in my household.
Oof. There are factors here as we start to wrap up, and we, some of the things that we've kind of touched on, major things that influence happiness, and almost trying to build, like, if you picture Maslow's hierarchy for food, how do we build that hierarchy for happiness? And, they keep moving around, but, acceptance has been a major one. You're kind of accepting who you are, what you look like, what your moods are like, what type of person you are, just accepting you and loving you nonetheless. Gratitude has been a major player for us. One's consciousness of time, I think, and very often, and I think a lot of us had that through COVID, where you all of a sudden face to face with your mortality, closer and less comfortable than you've ever been. Has this incident changed your perspectives even more in any way?
Definitely, it's changed. It's like, it's that thing of you can never really say what you want to say, because someone else has always got it so much worse. But this is what I went through.
Yes. We don't know. We don't compare. Yeah.
So it's not a oh 100%. Well, at least it wasn't a stroke type vibe, because at least that's going to be the probably the next comment. At least she didn't have a stroke. I had a stroke 3 weeks ago, and it was horrible. Like, no, that's not what I'm here to say. But I think just that it changed. It changed me, that having that happen to me, because I'm a very healthy person. I don't get sick. I don't. And
You're
then
not like me. You don't eat and smoke and do all the things I do.
So this thing happened to me completely out of the blue, and it made me realize that, first of all, I'm not invincible, and secondly, like, if I don't take care of myself inside and out, then then what is the point of being able to post a bikini selfie on Instagram? If it's not like a proper, if I'm not looking after this whole package and what's happening on the inside, here and in my body, in its functionality, then what is the point of being all happy, joy at CrossFit if I'm not doing that? So I think that was a big wake up call for me. So, and now I'm definitely trying to slow down. Them debit orders are still.
Hey man, they don't care.
No,
Those
they
debit
don't.
orders. Because even as you're talking now, your debit orders are like,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's the 30th. It's like, they're like,
Whatever.
whatever. So I think it was important for me to go through that, because that whole thing of being out of control. Like, I can get up from here, I can stand. I literally could not.
Yeah.
I couldn't move. It's like a sleep paralysis, but like while you're awake.
That is terrifying.
It was not good. So I am making it a priority to take better care of myself.
Are you happy?
Most of the time, yes.
What makes you happy?
I think what makes me happy is the life that I've managed to create, and the people that I have around me. Like, I have these 2 beautiful children. I have a husband who adores me. I have work that fulfills me. I get to come and chat to you guys about things like happiness.
Are you surprised by your life? Like where you are?
Sometimes, because I don't think that even people in my family thought that I would end up here. Because
That's
right?
the best. And it's not because they don't love you.
No.
They just didn't have the information to believe.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the ability to believe, and then you had to believe beyond them.
Exactly. So, I mean, single mom, Cape Flats, Bonteheuwel girl, with my dark skin and my big bum.
Come on.
I could have let that define me my whole life.
And you know, I do a bit in a show where I go, it's so hectic being a colored person in this country, especially if you were born in the 80s. The craziest part about being a colored person in this country, if you were born in the 80s, is the first time you experienced racism wasn't from another race. The first time you experienced racism, that was like the architecture of that apartheid was so clever that the first time colored people generally experience racism is from other colored people. Because we've got the full spectrum, we've got someone that looks like Mr. Van der Merwe and somebody that looks like Mr. Mangosuthu, all in the same family.
Yeah.
Then there's racism. I often state that it was from the kindest of us. Colored mothers would say the most racist cuck, like, the problem is you're not thinking about the children. The most bullshit. And to be able to, break all of those stereotypes, then find yourself in this crazy-ass country that is, yes, we're 30 years deep, but there's still so many little pockets and segments and niches, and everybody still, keeps to themselves. So I've got to tell you from my perspective, well fucking done. Like, I'm so proud of you. And I can't even express it beyond understanding the type of place that you come from, understanding the stigmas that you had to break from people who are supposed to believe in you, and then to have been on it, because it's hard to get onto radio, but it's easy to get onto radio compared to those that stay on radio and people that have long, beautiful careers. So, well fucking done. Does it get in your head that on paper you are ticking the most magnificent boxes? Husband who's obsessed with me. I do my dream career. Yes, I got to work hard, but I do my dream job, the job that everybody would die for. Healthy children. CrossFit. I can hold myself upside down with my thighs. Are the boxes enough? What else do you think is needed? Because I often look at this beautiful picture that people would kill for and die for and still feel sad, still feel a bit depressed, still feel a little bit empty. Do you look at the boxes and feel fulfilled, or is there more needed to color in the gaps?
I think the boxes are there to show me what my potential is and what I can do and what I have done to create this life. But I think there are a lot of times, just because of who I am, and that I feel I'm not doing enough, or I am not enough, or I'm not. And this I've been very open with the fact that I do struggle with depression. I have medication for it. I see a therapist when I make time for it. But I think that like little demon is always going to be in the back of my head. And I think I've accepted it now.
Do you think that demon is necessary to keep you pushing, to keep that foot on the accelerator? Because we exist in a space where you come off the gas for 2 days,
Yeah.
you've forgotten.
Yeah.
So do you think that the imposter syndrome demon is necessary, or is there maybe a healthy way to relate to the demon?
And how much do you think the mother who wanted that extra 7% played? How much of a role is
Yeah.
playing you having that constant? Because I feel like that's a thing that I also
Yeah.
deal with, where you just constantly want to do better and better because you, in the back of your mind,
Yeah.
you know that there's still 7%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially because, if someone sacrificed so much for you to get to where you are,
Yeah, and you were witness to that sacrifice.
you saw it.
Oof.
You saw it.
And now you understand it.
Exactly.
Oh.
So I think that drive is definitely there to make my mom proud, and it'll never go away. And I think that's very necessary.
Yeah.
I think that the demon sometimes talks a bit too loudly in my ear, and then the self-doubt starts to creep in, and then it just becomes like a cycle of, I'm not good enough. I actually, this is just, I'm never going to achieve this,
Yeah.
or I'm never going to. So I think the demon needs to kind of take a bit of a back seat at times, and I think when I'm in a space of being really happy, I think that's when I'm in control of the car, and the demon is not.
I read I don't know if it's a medical fact, but I read it on a TikTok comment, and it said, anxiety and gratitude happen in the same part of the brain, and therefore the brain can only feel one of those two things at a time. So that when the voice is loud, the easiest way to quiet the voice is to go to gratitude. And it's weird because when the voice is loud, all of a sudden you don't feel like you're actually grateful for anything. And that's why the suggestion is, journaling every night, having a gratitude journal, and reinforcing your gratitude and what you have to be grateful for as much as possible, because that's the easiest way to kind of, quiet the monster. We wrap it up with the happiness economy scale. What have we been calling it, Nicholas? The happiness economy in happiness index, the Goliath happiness index, and essentially the index is over 3 parts: 1 to 5, 1 being very low, 5 being wonderful and great. And the first one is acceptance. Have you accepted who you are, why you are, where you are? And I'm always saying you've got to love yourself and find your happiness where your feet are now, not down the road. So not when I lose weight, when I make more money, when whatever. The second one is gratitude. How are you on the scale of gratitude, and how often are you able to exist in a space of gratitude? And last but not least is optimism. Where do you, how optimistic are you for Roz in the next 5 to 10 years? So, scale of 1 to 5, acceptance, go.
4.
4? You want to break that down?
Solid 4. I think I've accepted the things that are maybe like less positive about me, but they also still make me who I am.
Yes, you need both.
So you need a little bit of darkness to appreciate the light. It's very cheesy, but it's true.
No, it's waar, that thing.
It's so true. So we've still got that 1 to go. Thereby acceptance.
No, that's lekker. That's lekker. And that's strong. 4 is very, very high. Gratitude, 1 to 5.
I'd say a 3. Because there is so much to be grateful for. But if I'm being honest, I'm always like thinking about the next thing and
Or
not
what's not.
So my gratitude I can definitely do better on that index.
So the sentence for me has become, if I can find a way to start every day first grateful for the victories I've won already, before I start being anxious about the things I haven't done yet, is it's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. Optimism.
Optimism, I would say a 4.
Love that.
I would say a 4 because if I wasn't a 4, I don't think I would still be here in South Africa, because we need optimism. We need
survive
it.
here.
We need it to survive.
Yeah.
So I think I'm 80% optimistic, because there's a lot that I have that I shouldn't have.
I love that. Yes, by stereotypical standards.
right?
Based on where I come from.
Based on where I come
am.
from, there's a lot that I
Yeah.
have that I shouldn't have, and I have it.
Yeah.
And I know I will continue to have it, so I'm going to be optimistic about that.
Because that's where the surprise in the life comes from.
Yes.
You go, oh, I have it.
Like,
How did I even get it?
really?
And it's happening, and there's
Yes.
more, and I can do it again,
Yes.
and it's
And
beautiful.
no, then you also slip in and out of, do I even deserve this? Yeah, I often go, yes, my life is not fair. Do I deserve? And then I remind myself of all the caca I've had to eat in my life, and I go, no, actually, just enjoy it. Just quickly, what's next for you?
What's next for me is...
More Afrikaans radio on Jacaranda.
What's next for me is hopefully producing more stuff.
Nice.
And
More babies, more CrossFit, more pole.
no more babies. I can tell you categorically, medically, there will be no more Bishop children.
Okay.
I'm doing this, I don't know when is this going out,
We don't even know
We don't
when it's
know.
going on.
but I'm doing a adaptive CrossFit competition with a friend of mine, Sandile, who's a wheelchair athlete.
Okay.
And I'm doing that in early May, and I'm super, super, super excited about it, because
That's
we
amazing.
get to be in a team together, and he's just one of the most inspirational people I've ever met.
I'm already inspired.
So and it's such a kind of a full circle moment, because Chris and I knew Sandile before his accident, and then subsequently he had his accident. He was in hospital for 2 years. He was in a coma for many months, and then he's come out of this, and now he's just being this amazing inspiration to others, and started CrossFit because of...
Yeah, I was just gonna say, were you,
somebody.
as he was in a coma, you were just standing next to his
Yeah,
bed with
waiting.
weights?
Listen, you
were
can't
just
walk
waiting with
anymore, but
weights.
have you heard about CrossFit? Let me just really...
Because as you said, wheelchair, because my brain always looks for the jokes. Like I always tell people,
Yes.
my brain is always looking for the jokes. So when you said CrossFit, and then we were talking about the warrior race, and you were like wheelchair, then I was like, yo, how are you gonna get the wheelchair over the wall and through the mud? And like that's
I've seen someone with that you at the warrior race. I've seen a guy who was he had a prosthesis,
Yeah.
this leg, and he did it
Nah, bruh.
without
Throw it
him.
over the wall.
Did it
It's
without him.
it's all here.
One
It
leg.
is all here. So tell Sandile, tell Sandile we say well done. Tell Sandile, please, you must get a replica of Professor Xavier's wheelchair.
Okay.
With the X in the wheel, but it's not X for Xavier, it's X for CrossFit.
Okay.
And then can be Professor Cross. That was funny in my mind, but you know what I mean.
Okay.
I was gonna
You know
say
what I
to
mean?
everyone else, what is your excuse for not doing things? Santile is telling in a wheelchair.
Yeah. No, he's amazing.
I feel like he's
Come
coming
on.
directly to me now. It sounds like Sandile, well done for doing well. Roz, thank you.
Thank you.
I can't
both so much.
thank you enough. Thank you for your words. Thank you for being a great broadcaster. And we cannot wait to keep following this wonderful light of yours. Good luck with all of it. The mothering, the wifing, the crossfitting, the pole dancing, the warrior racing, and the Afrikaans broadcasting.
Baie dankie, Jason.
wonderlik
Baie
om jou
dankie,
hier te-
Nicholas. Dit was vir my heerlik
ja.
om hier te wees vandag.
Oh, sê vir jou ma en sê, baie dankie.
Baie dankie ma.
Tata julle,
Sien julle volgende keer.
aangename kennis.
Sien julle volgende keer, maatjies.
Trappe van vergelyking.